Hey folks, Steve here with another Storm in the West video, 1918-1919 Storm in the West video. We are continuing our play of the Allied offensive scenario, which starts on turn 9, runs to turn 16, and has the Allies on the offensive trying to draw the Germans into a collapsed state. We're so far doing okay. We've managed to bring, as the Allies anyway, we brought the Germans from 18 morale to 14, but we still have 14 to go, and the Germans are hanging on pretty well. I've gone ahead and done the first sort of first little bit of the German activity where we did replacements and movement. And most of this, I mean, the Germans are trying to keep a little bit of a replacement buffer, but they're not attacking. They're just maneuvering to try to hold the Allies in a position and basically doing everything that they can to contain the Allied advance. The Allies are having trouble because they haven't gotten a really significant breakthrough. I'm realizing from a strategy perspective, I sort of messed up, and I didn't think through things enough. What I probably should have done is put the tank unit, the British tank unit, and the Australian American Corps next to one another, so that when they push guys back, they can sort of infiltrate around or past the guys they push back together instead of it being like a hex in between them, which is what I did. But I guess it doesn't really matter because the die rolls haven't been kind to the Allies either, so I'm really worried. I don't know if it's some cosmic luck here. When playing the Germans, I had pretty good die luck last time we played through. With the Allies, I had poor die rolls. So far in this playthrough, with the Allied offensive scenario, the Germans haven't really rolled many attacks at all, but the Allies, for what they have rolled, have been pretty bad. So I'm not sure. We're going to have to do something. We did have some units that started the turn out of supply. I have moved as the Germans. I've done the German movement. They've moved to restore supply at the end of the turn. The real question is, are the Germans going to bother to attack? Because it is their combat phase, and I'm really of the mind that I don't think it makes sense to. I don't think it's needed at this point, and if we did attack, all we would be doing is losing steps when we can continue to retreat when attacked, and we can try to maintain a line. I mean, we could even hold, if we pulled these guys back, we could hold a pretty steady line all along here, and if the Allies just run out of gas, then the Germans will win. And the Allies have the same problem as the Germans, that they don't have a lot of replacement points, really. I mean, they accrue more, generally speaking, but they really can't afford to take too many losses. Or if they're going to take losses, I mean, they're doing so in a Pyrrhic perspective to just cause the total German collapse. So if the Germans can maintain and only take a few step losses and replenish, then they're not going to run out of guys. But if we do if I'm a little more risky just along the line, maybe we take out enough Germans that it just gets really hard to cover the whole line. I don't know. It's really tough. So as I look at this situation, as I look at the board position, I don't think I'm going to have the Germans attack anywhere. And so we're simply going to skip past everything. We'll roll for the Paris gun. Nada. And it's just going to go right to the Allied half of turn 12, really. Now I do need a roll for influenza. I forgot about that. So let me do a quick check. We're going to roll a die, and if it's a 1, 2, or 3, the influenza epidemic is considered to peak at that game turn. Don't roll any more after the peak occurs. And during that turn, neither of you may use any replacements that game turn. Okay, well, I already did that, but I can fix that. Printed movement factors are reduced by 1, and strategic movement is reduced. Okay, so we'll roll a die to see if there's influenza this turn. There is, and all that means is that there was one German replacement that they did not get to keep, which was way up here. So that's it, and then we just have the additional restrictions in place that we'll have to watch out for. So again, reduced movement by a little bit, and strategic movement reduced. And that's really the height of the influenza issue. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe I was thinking we were going to get step losses or something, but the influenza has occurred. Not a big deal. It's going to hurt the Allies trying to get some of their units on the board, I guess. So that, again, slows down the Allies here. So, okay, well, I think that's it for the German half of the turn, right? They don't need to do much, but to hold, shuffle units around as needed, which they're doing, to just keep the Allies from making progress. That's all they need to do. If they can do that long enough, they win. So I'll stop here. I'll kick it over to the Allies. I will do. I will accrue their replacement increases, and then their reinforcements. The reinforcements will come on the board, and we'll get them in position. But then we'll do the Allied movement as well, and we'll come back for the combats as usual. Okay, so Allied attacks. I might want to start up top this time, and oh boy, let's see, the focus is all goofed up. There we go. I think I want to try to attack up here and try to take Ostend, because there's a great opportunity to cause havoc up that direction if I can. And I would really like to try, just so there's a lot of pressure. Because once we get the edge here, then we can start pushing through the north, where there's now a gap. So I think we want to start the attack there. Now it comes out to be 24 to 6, which is 4 to 1 odds. -2 for the trench, -2 for the river and the marsh also being present. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to throw all of our air into it, and basically it's just going to be 4 to 1 straight up after everyone's expended all of their air. I think this is an important attack enough to do it. So 4 to 1, die roll. We want to roll, if we can get a 5 or a 6, that would be ideal. And we do. There we go. That is a 5, so that's a 3 to 3. So this guy's eliminated no matter what. We're going to take 1, 2, 3, have it taken off the Belgians, and we're going to advance after combat. And there we go. We're not in Ostend, but we're adjacent to Ostend, and we're projecting Zox into it. So the Germans can try to hop in there, but we're going to knock it out of supply, so there's almost nothing the Germans can really do about that. Now elsewhere, where else do we want to go? Well, we could try to attack here. That would be 6, 11, 14... 17 is 6. That's not quite what we want. It would be 2 to 1 odds, +1, -1. I mean, I think it's worth a shot. I rolled a 5 there, so 2 and 2. So he'll take 1, he'll retreat. I think what we'll do is we will move up like so. Yeah. Forced to retreat. And we will take a step loss here. And heck, we'll take a step loss here. Now they can infiltrate move, which we'll probably look to try. Try to see if there's any other combats we want to try. All the way down the line, I'm not so sure. Might be something here we can try. So it is 7, 10, 16, so it'd be 2 to 1, +1, it'd be -1, so 2 to 1, -1. That's kind of nasty. I'm not sure I want to do that. Everywhere else, we're having a lot of trouble finding where to attack. Just that the influenza really hurts us on the movements. We didn't get. It actually did have an effect. We couldn't get everywhere we wanted to get. I think we could attack here though. So this is 4, 8, 12. 12 to 4, 3 to 1 odds, minus 3. 3 to 1 odds, minus 3. I think that's not great. What are our other options? 3 to 1. We could also try to attack this fort in Metz. It would be 5 and 12. 3 to 1 odds. 3 to 1 odds minus, let's see, minus 3. And we would increase casualties. Yeah, I don't think we want to do that. At least not yet. We probably want to surround the fort. So it's, yeah, really a tough question. We want to try to attack here. 12. 3 to 1, minus 3. I don't think we do. I think we hold off another turn until we get more units in, because we have the American tank coming. So the American tank's going to make a huge difference, I think. So we'll hold off for that. So if we do infiltration movement, there's really only one way we can do infiltration movement at the moment, and it's basically to move these guys like so. Up like that, which kind of leaves them exposed, but we're going to have a big massed attack on this hex here, which would be 7, 9, 13, 16, 20, with a concentric attack, which would nullify the fort. Or not the fort, the trench, so it would be 3 to 1 odds, just straight up, but if we rolled well enough, we could put a big hurt on that situation there, so I think we'll try it. Yeah, we'll try it. 3 to 1, straight up. I don't think I can get any more factors in there. Okay, 3 to 1 straight up. We'll try it. 3 to 1 straight up. We got a 2-1. So I think what we probably do is we take a step loss, and we take 3 step loss. So 1, 2, 3. And now we're probably going to have these guys put out of supply this coming turn, because we can't get any. We stuck our nose out and we're about to get caught. So that was real stupid of me. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I thought I would roll better and maybe eliminate that unit. So that's not good. It's not good. All right, that's going to take us into turn 13, and I'll take care of all the preliminary German stuff. Okay, here's the German move. What we did is we sort of shuffled some units around. We pulled some guys back. This is so that we have some units on the cities where we could do strategic movement in the back, from here to the backfield. I also sort of moved to keep the American-Australian Corps from getting back into supply or making it very difficult to. And then I pulled this unit back. I'm going to give up Ostend, but I'm going to try to hold the border on Holland and just try to make something, a block on Ghent, basically, if I can. So yeah, that's where we're at for the Germans. I debated on attacking here, but I feel like if I did and it went poorly, we'd lose too many step losses that the Allies would just punch through, and that would be the end game, basically, right there. So we're holding there, hoping for the best. I'm defending as well as I can defend, and that's it. So we're going to kick it, and I'm not going to do any attacks. There's no point. I don't. It's going to be a waste of my resources to attack. We're just going to steadily retreat and try to hold territory where we can. We've got to survive just a few more turns, and the Germans win. So that's their thinking. Okay, I'm going to do the preliminary Allied stuff, and then we'll be back. Okay, so yeah, the Allied stuff is done. I want to make sure. I think I forgot to spend down my French replacements, so everyone's running low on replacements. So what's the game position? Well, we have Metz sort of surrounded. We're probably going to have a combat there. We're going to have a combat here to cut these guys off. We're probably going to have a combat over here. And then we've taken Ostend. I forgot to denote that. So Germany's down to 12 morale points. We're on the cusp of a breakthrough, but still only a few turns left to go. So with turn 13 Allies, first combat round, we're going to get going here. On Metz, what we're going to do is, this is a 3-to-1 combat, concentric attack. I might need to double check the fort situation here. Yeah, so it being rough terrain and a city, that would be -3. But we would have +1 for the concentric attack, and then if we throw all of our air in, which is what I'm going to do, all the air versus the German air, it comes out to be a flat die roll on the 3-to-1 chart. And basically I need to roll a 6. Well, no, I guess I need to roll 4, 5, or 6, and we will take Metz. And I roll a 6. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Okay. So, he's eliminated. Need to take... This is going to be bloody. Holy shit. Sorry for the language, guys. Wow. 5 step losses. So, let's see. How do we want to do that? Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll advance after combat. I think I had it like that. Woo! And Metz is worth 3, so that means German morale goes down to 9. And we're up to 22 as the Allies. Okay, so 9 more morale, and the Germans are done. And we've broken through the line down here in the south now. Strasbourg is way down this way. That's worth 3. Sedan's worth 1. We are still going to need to break through somewhere in the north for anything to really happen here. But let's look elsewhere. So we have a combat that could happen here. 8, 10, 16. So it would be 2-to-1 odds straight up. I think we try it. 2-to-1 odds straight up. We got a 3, so 1, which they'll retreat, and we get 1, 2. I'll just eliminate this American unit, and we'll advance after combat. So working our way into penetrating the line, still having some trouble there, and then we'll just go right up to here. And I think we'll do a combat here, so it'll be 7, 11, 16, 16 to 6. Yeah, that's another 2-to-1 odds straight up. Okay, and that's another 3, so a step loss, they'll retreat. Gotta lose 2. Oh, I forgot to use a Belgian replacement point, so we'll just use that here now. And then, bam, and we'll advance after combat. I believe Holland is unplayable. I have to double check that. 11.3. All it says is strategic movement is not allowed in Holland, but it's the edge of the map, so we're working our way through it. Then we're going to have, let's see, these guys are out of supply, but we want to attack here to free these guys up, so that's going to be 7, 14, 18, 20, 26 to 6. That'd be 4 to 1 odds. We would negate the trench, so it'd just be 4 to 1 odds straight up. Could we increase that even more? 6. 30, so maybe on the 5 to 1. I think we will do that, so 5 to 1 attacking here. That is, what is it, 5 to 1 is 3 and 3, so he's eliminated. That's lost. And then 2 more, which will lose this American division. Will come into here. Technically, these guys could do a infiltration move, but I don't think they really can. But what we do have is a capability of attacking again. So let's think through. Oh, I forgot an attack. Somewhere down south. Alright, so that was the first attack up here. We're going to go over here. I forgot. We were going to try to attack this hex in the first combat phase. So this is 8, 16 to 4, 4 to 1 odds. Four to 1 odds with a minus, 3? Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, maybe that's not such a good idea. Yeah, I don't know. 4 to 1 odds minus 3. No, we'll hold off. So we're going to have the second combat phase, and I think this will be as easy as just pointing to, we could, well, yeah, well, let's try something up here, and we'll try to attack this hex with 8, 10, 8, 10, 15, 19, 23 to 6. Ugh, we're just missing 1. We're missing 1. Well, it would be 3 to 1 odds, plus 1, minus 1, so 3 to 1 odds, straight up. Okay, we got a 4, so 2 step losses, so he's going to take 1 and retreat 1, and we take 3 losses, so just do 1, 2, 3, and these guys will advance after combat, and then I think that's it. We'll restore supply, and that's it for turn 13, so we'll go to 14. Only a couple turns left, but we got breakthrough, so it's coming down to the wire here. Let me take care of the German stuff. Okay, here we are after the German move for turn 14, and you can see I'm backing off the trenches. I'm heading on to hold the victory cities, so that we can't be outflanked. So as these guys would sort of go this way and this way, we're pulling back. I don't like the idea of leaving the trenches, and one might think, oh, why don't you just stay here? Well, we're going to get outflanked. And so if I don't start pulling back now to the mountains, I'll get overrun. Similarly over here, pulling back to Luxembourg and Sedan, trying to create a patchwork line through here, still trying to hold this main line because there are some morale spots worthwhile. And then as we look in this critical theater, we still have some units spread out as best as we can, but we're kind of on our last bits. We're out of replacement points. We're not going to receive any more replacement points as the Germans. So whatever happens from here on out happens, and we've got 9 morale points left to hold on to as best we can. So that's the reality. So we're going to kick it back over to the Allies, and we'll see what they do. So I'll do the preliminary Allied stuff. The Germans, again, not attacking, holding the line as best they can. The Allies will get set up. Okay, Allied movement. You can see sort of pushing. I realize we're not going to probably get down to Strasbourg, so we're going to need to pick up our other 9 points elsewhere. So we're going to go hog wild, I think, right? So not sure what's going to happen. Let's see, down here. These guys are going to be cut out of supply and are going to go poof, so we're going to pick up a point anyway here. There is a combat that would be -3, but we would have 4, 8, 10. Not enough for this one yet. We can attack here. That would be with 7, probably not enough there until we get the armor. We do have an attack here. That would be 3 to 1, and I think we'll go ahead and roll for that one. All right, 2 and 2, so we take a step loss and retreats. But I'll go ahead and advance after combat like that. Let's see, over here on this guy, we probably should have attacked with these guys first, but we would have 6, 12 to 4, 3 to 1, +1 from the tanks. So 5, 2 and 2. So takes a hit, take a hit, take a hit, advance after combat. I guess technically these guys would be infiltration capable, so we'll hold there like that. And then let's see, where else? I think we try to attack Soissons, possibly. We look way over here. Have 8, 14 to 12, so 1 to 1 odds. -2. Maybe not. Maybe not there. I don't know. We could try other places to attack. I mean, maybe we try here for 8, 14, 2 to 1 odds. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough making progress here. I mean, we're awfully close. Like, if we make a decent breakthrough anywhere, it's going to be a big difference. We could try attacking here. This would be 1 to 1, -1. Dang it! We just can't get. I can't attack where I want to attack and get what I want. Then the British tanks couldn't get in range, so we're going to have to gamble some of this on the northern front, basically, up here. So we would have 7, 10, 15, 17 to 6. So 2 to 1 odds, straight up. And okay, so that's 2 and 2. Take 1 and retreat. Take 1 and advance after combat. And then we would attack, I guess, here with 7, know what, I should have replenished him, I meant to. Americans down 1. 9. So 16 to 6 with a +1. So 2 to 1 +1. 1 and 1, so he retreats. And we'll save these guys, take a step loss, and advance after combat. Man, this is tough. And then we would have second combat, second breakfast, when, well, we would do infiltration, I guess. Now, do I want these guys to actually infiltrate anywhere? Well, no, I don't think so. Down here, what I could do is infiltrate, move these guys up like that. But, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. We can just keep them down here and we can knock these guys out maybe. Seems like the smart thing to do. Yeah, we'll do that. And then for the second combat, yeah, we'll attack here. It's going to be 10 to 3, 15 to 3, so 5 to 1 odds, -1. So we got a 3, so he's eliminated, but we take 4 step losses, which is really rough. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's after combat. No, we got to keep that guy there. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I guess if this guy wants, if that German unit over here wants to come down 1, 2, 3, 4 and never done, he can, but he'll get knocked out of supply pretty quickly. So and he would be giving up Sedan to do so. So I don't think he's going to try it. Second attack phase up here we'll look at. I mean, there could be a attack that would go, let's say 3, 1 to 1 straight up. 1 to 1 straight up. We got a 5 or a 6, that would eliminate the unit. All right, we'll roll a 1 to 1 combat up here, and I got a 6, so he is actually eliminated. These Belgians lose a guy, and they advance after combat, and then I have these guys at have these guys attack here. That would be 6, 12, 15. So 2 to 1 odds. 2 to 1 odds +1 here. Oh, 2 to 1 odds straight up because of the minor river. Okay, well, that's fine. 2 to 1 odds, yeah. Okay. We'll do it. Alright, so that's a 1, so he retreats 1, and we will take a step loss here for 1, and another 1. And these guys will take the hex. Okay, and that's it for the allies for turn 14. We'll just get right into 15. The Germans do not have any replacement points. They've got nothing to do but move, and I think what we'll do is we'll move into Ghent here, and we'll move, well, shoot. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll move into Ghent, and there accordingly, and the Germans will do nothing else. They don't need to do much else. Back up a unit here, like so. I don't think there's much else we can do. I think we're holding as well as we can. Don't want to give the Allies any opportunities, and they're all spread out pretty thin as it is already. Now these guys are out of supply, and we'll go ahead and take them off the board because I can't salvage them, and I'm not going to try. So good job. We'll go ahead and even mark the morale now. So morale at 8 for the Germans. And yeah, that's it for the Germans. So we're going to go back to the Allies here in a second. Okay, here we are after movements. This is going to be indeed a very, very tight thing. We're not going to get into Strasbourg at this point. So it's going to come down to, can we get Luxembourg? Can we get stuff in the north? And I tell you, it's going to be a really near-run thing. So we're going to start off with some attacks up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack Ghent. 6, 9, 14, 21, 23, 26. 38 to 6, it's 6 to 1 odds, plus 3. Oh, you know what? I can't use the tank on. Okay, we would have moved him down here then. Okay, so that changes the calculus a little bit. 6, 12, 14. 19, 28, 30 to 6. So 5 to 1. 5 to 1 straight up. 5 to 1 straight up. And that is a 6, so he is eliminated. We take 2 step losses, so 1, 2, we'll take Ghent. And then down here, we could attack 14 is 6. 14 is 6 with a, yeah, 14 is 6. 2 to 1. 2 to 1 plus 1, I guess, is what that would be. 2 to 1 plus 1. Sure, we'll try it. Alright, 2 to 1, we got a 5, 2 and 2. So he takes a step loss, he retreats. Take a step loss here. These guys will get to do their thing. Step loss. Okay. And then we have infiltration movement. Up here. Well, I guess I got to do other combats first, but we'll just resolve this. So these guys move up a hex. These guys, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. There's nowhere for them to go necessarily. That's fine. So they're good there. We did have an attack over here I wanted to do. So this would be 2, 6, 9, 12, 16, 19 to 4. So 6 to 1 odds plus 1. So 5. He's eliminated. Take 2 step losses, so 1 for the tank. We'll do another one here. We'll do advance after combat, and then we do, what do you call it? Infiltration movement. And then, let's see, what else can we do? Oh, I think I needed to take another step loss there. Okay. Second attack. It's going to be here. We've got 6. So 17 to 5, 3 to 1 odds, straight up. Okay, that is, okay, 2 and 2. He's eliminated. We're gonna take a step loss, take a step loss. And we'll advance after combat. And that's the end of turn 15. We're down to the last turn, and it is not looking great for the Axis. Or not the Axis, Central Powers, my gosh. I think we'll finish up the game right here, guys. How about it? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to go over to the Germans. So all the Germans could do is rail some units out, and I can't figure out any other way to do what I need to do here. Truly, I don't. I can't find a better way to finagle. I can't figure out a way to save the situation because I screwed up. I should have brought more units back into these towns that could strategically move to Brussels, Mons, Charleroi, but I can't even do that. I don't have the ability to really move much at all, basically. And so I took a unit out of Soissons and I put it into Brussels, or Antwerp rather, so that the Allies actually have to fight for it. But I'm not sure that that's going to matter. I could probably do, let's see, 1, 2. Yeah. I've sort of put a huge amount of units into Soissons, so it's really hard to take. Basically, won't be able to take it. And let's see. Let's have this guy move back into Sedan. And that's as much as I can figure out. There's just nothing left for me that I can really do. Try to do 1, 2. Do that. But I can't cover everything is the problem as the Germans. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can do. The strat moves, I just don't have anything. I don't have any replacement points. The Allies are going to have to figure out how do they get 7 morale points. And I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it, which is the nice thing. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out here. So turn 16, Germans are going to leave it at the door. They did everything that they could to cover their bases. Now it's up to the Allies. So in terms of the Ally stuff, say probably spend a resource point replenishing that unit. We probably spend trying to think. Points for that unit. The Americans would get 3, so they would probably get that unit back. Get these units back. And that would be it. So from there on out, it's just where do these guys go with their last move. Moves and combats. So I'm going to take myself off camera and really work my way through, because the Allies get to go last. So this is really their, like, the final move of the game. Can they get 7 morale points? So I'm going to take myself off camera and figure it out. Okay, so here we are at the end. And can the Allies do it? I think so. I'll also point out that it has not been a wet turn this entire game. I've rolled weather every time that I've had to roll weather, and it has never been wet. Never a wet turn. Now, I don't know if that has, what the end game effect of that has been, but it has meant that the rivers have mattered a lot less than they might have otherwise. The major rivers are still a concern, but here's the thing. If we take Antwerp up there, it's over. I got the Germans down to 3 morale because I was able to take Brussels. I had an American unit that was fast enough, had enough movement to get down to Charleroi. So all it takes is 3 morale points worth of hexes. I think I've got that. But the combat that matters here is right there in Antwerp. So just word of the wise, it's 3-to-1 odds. And if I throw in all the Allied air, it's a straight up 3-to-1 die roll. And if we can force the combat, we should be able to force the unit out. So I'm going to roll the die. If we take Antwerp, we don't need to take anything else. We don't need to worry about any other combats that I've set up to try to get more morale points. So here we go. Okay, so that is going to be, what is that? 1-to-1. Or I'm sorry, 3-and-1. So take a step loss. We don't retreat, but we then take 3 step losses here. And it's going to come down to another combat to see what happens there. All right, so where else do we have combats? Oh, and I'll say, for what it matters, there's going to be infiltration movement. And these guys will thus surround Antwerp like so. So we should be able to take Antwerp with the second combat. But where else do we have combats? We could go for broke over here. Now that's 18 defensive factors in Soissons. And it's a -2. We could try with a 12, 16, 20, 28, 31. So it'd be 1-to-1 odds. There's no way that we can actually make that work, so I won't even bother to try it. We'll say we don't have enough combat factors. The tank won't help because we can't attack a city with a tank. So I can't pile enough. I can't pile enough factors in there to cause 3 step losses each combat phase. So Soissons is taken by the Germans. We can't get it back. Let's look elsewhere. We can try to make something happen here, I guess, and get next to Sedan. So we try 7, 11, 13, 17 to 3, 5-to-1 odds. This 5-to-1 odds. Got a 6, so he is eliminated. We take 2 step losses. Let's take the Americans off the board there, and advance after combat. So we could look at a secondary attack there. And we have Luxembourg, which wouldn't be enough if we took it, but we do have it surrounded, so we have 4, 7, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 23, 25. So 4 to 1 odds. 4 to 1 odds, and then I think that's -3 for the woods in the city. 4 to 1 odds and -3. It's not great, mind you. But I rolled a 6, so -3, that's 3. 2, he can't retreat, so he is eliminated. We lose 3 steps, so we'll just do that. And we take that, so that brings the Germans down to 1 morale. So then what? Is there anything else left on a single combat? No, so we have to go into the second combat. There's really no other... it's all going to come down to Antwerp, basically. We could try this one attack against Sedan here. So this would be 12, 2 to 1 odds, -1. 2 to 1 odds, -1. I think we need a 6 for this to work. And we don't get it. So we could take a step loss and take 2 step losses here, and that's not enough. So it's going to come down to Antwerp here. And let's see what we got. We're going to have 6, 8, 9, 10, 14. 14 to 5. 14 to 5. 2 to 1 odds. Two to 1 odds. And then +1 for the Australian American Corps, -1. Oh, and +1 for the concentric attack, but -2 for the city. So the straight up die roll. So as long as I don't roll a 1, the Allies win the game, basically. And I rolled a 6. Bam. All right. There we go. Antwerp's taken. Germans are taken off 0, past 0 on the morale chart. The Allies win the game. Win the scenario at least. Wow. That was close. I mean, it basically came down to the last die roll. Now, granted, as the Germans, I probably should have done more strategic movement and planned ahead to garrison those cities. I did not do that in time, or I didn't realize I should have been working my way to do that. So I definitely could have seen this scenario go either way, for sure. I mean, the fact that I just barely made it, maybe some poor play on my Allied mind, but also poor play on the Germans. So really tight. This one was super tight. I mean, we almost had it. A couple of die rolls. Saddam might have mattered. If I had attacked down here more and drained the Germans more, we maybe could have made more happen, but I was reluctant to do so. That's crazy. I need to plug in my camera because I've been playing so long. Let me get that plugged in. There we go. Okay. So I will do a post-mortem video separately from this, but I will just say that, yeah, the Allied offensive scenario, we plowed through all of those turns. It played really fast because the Germans just had to decide, are they going to pull back? Are they going to strat move anything? They didn't want to attack. They didn't want to waste manpower. But the Allies still won, right? We got into Luxembourg. We penetrated the line. We got Metz. We got Luxembourg. We almost got Sedan. We pushed the Germans out of France in the north sector, and we seized important cities in Belgium, or liberated those cities in Belgium, and that made the difference. So, and obviously now the Germans are outflanked. So if this was, if the war was going to continue, what would we see happen, right? We would see basically the Allies kind of go like this, potentially entrap the rest of the German Western Front army. more or less. That's basically what we would be looking at happening. So yeah, it's good stuff there, guys. I'll end it here. It's probably a long video because we played, what, 4 turns or so, I think. Let's see, or maybe 5 turns. I don't even know. We played the rest of the game, and that's cool. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was enjoyable. This was a lot of fun for me. Fast-playing game. We knocked our way through it. This is long, so I appreciate it. We'll do a post-mortem video, which just will talk about my just random brain discussion of the game. I'll do a full review later, but I'll think through my thoughts in time. So thanks for watching, guys. See ya.